What's up, y'all? It's Jordan here. This is a review for what I have to see that quick. Venom. You know, y'all didn't ask me for it. I just did it. I went to go see it in IMAX 3D, and when I went, apparently they give you this right here. But it was a pretty good movie. Yeah. So don't want to give too much away. If y'all expecting to see Carnage, it's at the very end. You don't get to see his actual. You don't actually get to see him. You see his host. Um, and but the villain that play Carnage and those symbiotics are all like in a way, some are, more heroic than others, but the person that Venom went up against was right. I don't know much about. I don't really know him. He's one of the other ones. So yeah, and so it was nice because I literally just like, as soon as I walked in, the Marvel thing, the Marvel wrapping up the things was just starting it, and of course it's about them going to space and come back down. Um, and they just pretty much, they was like, oh, we lost. Guess there was like, I think there was like 4 or 5, and they said they lost. No, they only had 3, and they only had 3. So 2 were missing. So apparently 2. I mean, 1 was Carnage. He was just missing. He missing for a minute. Like, the guy who was his host was, at the end, was in a prison. So, and then Riot escaped as soon as they got down where they was at was Malaysia. And so when he got there, there was this astronaut who was the only person to survive the accident in space. When they got too close to our atmosphere, it kind of exploded, but enough for the symbiotics to still be alive. And so that one person that was still alive, obviously his symbiotic, which was Riot, transferred to a MT, and then so Riot was pretty much compared when the guy who eventually got was the perfect host for Riot. The guy Drake, I forgot his first name, but Drake, who was this rich scientist who, I guess all the all the spaceships were all his like personal use, I guess. But anyway, Riot, he transferred stuff. He transferred from one host to another, and he was able, unlike when we saw Drake at his facility, he had other symbiotes, but as soon as as soon as they attached to a host, it wouldn't last. Like after like 5 minutes or not even 5 minutes, as soon as they're like 2 minutes, I say, as soon as they latch on, it kind of like crack or something, crack the host and not able to hold on. But Riot, when he was out there, he was able to transfer transferred to different hosts. So he was this MET for like, I don't know, for a couple of days, or maybe not even a couple of days, but he transferred to a old Malaysian lady, and he was her for 6 months. Cause when he finally transferred, there was stuff like Eddie got fired from his job. He was nice. He even mentioned that he used to live in New York. And like, yeah, he mentioned that he lived in New York, but now that he's in San Francisco, he was like a like a web what he did like a web series or something as a reporter. So, because he was interviewing Drake and he got too deep into it, and whatever, his girlfriend he was dating was not exactly working for Drake and them, but she was working for the firm that was working for Drake. Either way, when he interviewed Drake, he at the end of the day he got fired and got his girlfriend fired, and obviously they broke up. And so of course 6 months. That's why. So yeah, that's why I say the Asian lady, the Malaysian old lady was his host for 6 months, and then once he got to, I guess he knew that Venom was in San Francisco, so he had the old lady take a flight to San Francisco, and once he got to San Francisco, he had a host of a little girl. I'm not sure. I'm to the old lady or the. I know MT, since she was there, since she probably wasn't the best host. I think she died. But I'm not sure about the others. So hopefully the little girl didn't die. Um, and then eventually Drake, he he got the host of Drake. His host was Drake, and it was a perfect fit, just like A Rock was for Venom. Of course, yeah, Venom was pretty much like Riot in every way. Like I said, he was a little more heroic, of course. Um, I'm not just trying to. I don't know. I'm just trying to tell y'all about the villain, because probably a lot of people are like, "Who's the villain? Who's And cause I figured out. I figured that it wasn't gonna be Carnage, because they always want to keep Carnage. you know, they want you to make sure that people who see Venom want to see Carnage, want to make sure they save it for the next movie. But if anyone remembers at the part of the trailer when Venom was in the store and the guy was trying to rob the lady that Eddie knew, that's at the end too. So don't be like, oh, is that in the middle? No. But yeah, so yeah, it's so so it's a so I just want to say, to the parents or who has children, um, probably your little girls don't want to see it. It's definitely a lot of kids. I mean, a lot of boys want to see it. Like, if you want to take your kid, that's a boy, because girls don't want to see it. Probably like the youngest she probably takes for 4 is 4. Probably about as much, as the maturity of where they can probably watch that. Yeah, cause my cousin, I took her and her brother to well, they're both my cousins, but I took them to see House with the Clock in Its Walls, and my cousin, my little cousin who's 5, he, instead of just like covering his ears like his sister. At certain point of the movie, she's like screaming like, "I want to get out of this movie. I want to get out of this movie." And I was like, "Just cover your ears." I'm like, I was gonna take him out, then I was like, just cover your ears because your brother is not screaming. Or the whole movie at certain part he knew just to cover his eyes. So I'm like, if I took him to go see that movie, Venom, he probably just covered his eyes. His sister though would probably like screaming Bloody Mary. Um, so definitely if you want to take your kids to see it, should at least a boy probably more interested into seeing it. But yeah, I don't think at any if there's another Venom movie, I don't think at any moment of time for this set of Venom that they're gonna have Spider-Man. How they created they created created so it can solely focus on Venom. They took it out of um New York and put it in San Francisco away from Spider-Man, so that you know so that they can solely focus on Venom's story, because Spider-Man's with the MCU. And I don't think, I mean, hey, because I heard that the new Spider-Man movie is supposed to be in space, so maybe they got their own Venom, or maybe not. I don't know at this point about Spider-Man, the MCU having Venom, their own Venom, and I don't know if I think it's this Venom's Sony, and it's a new Venom from obviously Spider-Man 3. So I don't know if they gonna have their own Spider-Man. Who knows? So yeah. So overall, it was a good movie. It was some jumpy parts, but to me, it should have been PG-13. I mean, it was PG-13. I think it should have been rated R. But overall,